Okay, everyone look at me. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Good. Now video. Say hello to video.
One more.
1, 2, 3.
One more. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, thank you ครับ
Thank you. So, come and sit.
Okay, welcome to guys and please be seated. So our orientation, we start very soon and
เอาไมค์ไปล่อลำโพงมาก็ได้
Sorry, hello everyone. Welcome to the Miss Global 2018. I am Shannon, your host today. โอเคครับผมขอเป็นอธิบายเป็นภาษาไทยนะครับผมขอต้อนรับกล่าวแขกผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านนะครับเข้าสู่งาน Orientation Mr. Global 2018 นะครับผมก่อนอื่นนะครับผมแนะนำพิธีกรอีกท่านหนึงนะครับ And may I introduce myself? My name is Sam, and I also will be your guide and your host in Thailand. And Sawadee Krap, and very nice to meet all of you. Welcome to Thailand, welcome to Bangkok, and welcome to Mr. Global 2018. Global of Color of Global, Color of Life. ครับก่อนอื่นนะครับก็ยินดีต้อนรับผู้เข้าประกวดทุกท่านนะครับทั้งหมด 40 ประเทศนะครับแล้วก็เราจะอยู่กันจนถึงวันที่ 21 นี้นะครับเป็นวันไฟนอลที่เอเชียทีมนะครับที่เดอะสตรีนะครับผม And we will be with you from today until the 21st of July, and this day would be the most exciting day for you guys. And we will hold the event at one of the best places in Bangkok at HT. ครับในลำดับต่อไปนะครับก็เปิดเข้าสู่การแนะนำผู้มีเกียรติและก็ผู้สนับสนุนแล้วก็ผู้ที่มีส่วนเกี่ยวข้องเกี่ยวกับการประกวดในครั้งนี้นะครับผมอันดับแรกนะครับผมจะขอแนะนำคุณเต้นะครับผมสักครู่นะครับ And we would like to take this opportunity to also to introduce our team to you guys. เดี๋ยวขอเสียงตบมือให้คุณเต้นะครับผม And please give applause to คุณเต้ครับไม่ได้เดี๋ยวให้คุณเต้กล่าวต้อนรับผู้เข้าประกวดสักนิดนึงนะครับ
Okay, guys. Warm welcome to Bangkok in Thailand. Right now we just only 36 guys. Yeah, and I hope that is coming in the 2 or 4 guys coming in the few days for the joy to the contestant right now. And anyway, welcome and enjoy the event.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the host committee. เดี๋ยวเรียนเชิญคุณเต้อีกท่านหนึ่งนะครับชื่อเต้เหมือนกันนะครับ And we have the second Tate.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, so thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Mr. Global, the fifth Mr. Global is the Mr. Global 2018. Sorry, I'm not good in English, so I just want to say simple one that welcome you all to the Mr. Global family, and we hope you enjoy Thailand and enjoy Mr. Global.
Okay, what did you say women?
Okay, I say I welcome everyone to Mr. Global 2018.
Bienvenidos a todos a Mr. Global 2018.
This year is the fifth edition of Mr. Global.
Este año es la edición de los
We hope in behalf of organization, we hope you are enjoying your stay in Bangkok, Thailand?
Esperamos disfrutar tu experiencia aquí en Bangkok, Tailandia.
You are from all over the world.
Ustedes vienen a todo el mundo.
Now you come in one place
Ahora estamos en un lugar
in Thailand.
en Tailandia.
So now the world is in Thailand.
Y en este momento todo el mundo está en Tailandia.
So welcome to you all in Thailand.
Bienvenidos a todos
Enjoy.
a Tailandia. Thank you. And you are staff.
โอเคครับในลำดับต่อไปนะครับผมขอเชิญต้อนรับแขกผู้มีเกียรติคนสำคัญนะครับ คุณอารันซินนะครับผมกล่าวต้อนรับ Oh, you are Aransin? No, sorry. Okay, say something about for the competition, please. Say something.
Yes, about the rules.
The rule. Well, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. Too lazy to walk. Well, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Mr. Global, one of the top 2 pageants in the world.
Yeah.
Of course. We're going to explain to you the rules of the competition, the pageant rules. And this is I think everybody will everybody get a copy? So as we go through the rules, the staff is going to hand out the copy of the rules to each and every one of you. Okay, everyone has a copy. Okay, good. We're all in school right now, okay? Now, in order for the 2018 Mr. Global pageant to run smoothly and in the interest of fair competition, you have to observe and comply with the following rules. Now, at any point of time, if you have any questions, please do not feel shy or hesitate to ask any one of us, okay? The first one. Now, you're required to wear your sash at all times when you're in public. You will only be given one sash, so take care of it. It will not be replaced if lost. Sashes cannot be cut, folded, or altered in any way. So, anyone has any question regarding this point? But of course, you're not required to wear your sash when you go to the gym or in your personal time. But as long as you are outside or out of your room or any official activities, you are needed to wear your sash. Ready? Breakfast? Do you need to wear sash? You don't have to wear your sash for breakfast. Okay. Now, number 2, you're always required to be on time for all call times and appearances. Now, this is very important because sometimes when the pageant started and it's always on the schedule, it's very important that all of you have to be on time. This is to be fair to everyone, because if we have to spend like 20 minutes waiting for the contestant, it will kind of like screw up the schedule for the timing, especially when filming and photography is concerned. Sometimes you need to get the correct lighting or the weather constraint. So please make sure that you're always on time. Okay? Now, you're required to use courtesy and proper language when dealing with the other contestants, chaperones, and staff. This is very straightforward. Now, there will be absolutely no smoking and drinking of alcoholic beverages in public at any time. Now, I think if it's a sponsored event, it's fine. Now, of course, if at any time there shouldn't be any smoking or drinking of alcoholic beverage. But of course, if it is a sponsored event where you're given like wine or champagne, I think it's perfectly okay. Or of course, in your personal capacity, this is absolutely not allowed, especially smoking. Okay. Now, any person caught using illegal drugs will be immediately reported to the police and disqualified from the pageant. Now, drugs is strictly prohibited, and I think that the penalty is death. So, take care of yourself. Now, there will be no public display of affection allowed between members of the opposite sex and you, such as hand-holding, kissing, constant or prolonged hugging, walking arm in arm, etc. If in doubt, we shall choose the side of caution. Everyone is clear. No one's girlfriend is here, right? Okay. No nude or underwear selfie shall be posted in any social media platform during the pageant. Anyone caught doing so will be immediately disqualified from the pageant. But during this time, when you want to take selfie, just make sure that do not take any nude photos or underwear selfie and post.
And fitness photos?
Fitness is fine. Fitness is okay.
Okay.
But topless fitness? Topless fitness is okay.
Okay.
But no underwear, no towel, and no nude, or even artistic. Okay? Now I know there's a thin line between artistic and nudity, but if you want to do it after the competition. Now, no incoming calls will be permitted from any unknown person. You may use your cell phone only in the privacy of the hotel room. Of course, to be fair to everyone, of course, when you're traveling with your body, you're allowed to check your messages, your Facebook. But of course, like when you're outside in a group, like visiting places or attending sponsors event, it's very rude to be checking on your messages all the time. Of course, if you want to post something, it's perfectly all right, but only do it when it's your personal time, not when the sponsor is talking or something like that, and then you have to. It's very rude. And also, I think no chewing gum also, everybody. Chewing gum. Chewing gum is also prohibited. Personally, I think it's very. Ew. It's whatever. Okay. No national director, pageant coach, members of your immediate family, which includes your father, mother, brother, or sister, friend, etc., will be allowed in your hotel room. I think among contestants is okay. Contestants to contestants. Now, at all times, your room is only allowed, how do I put it? Your room, at all times, only you and your roommate are allowed to be in your room. Any other person, contestants, regardless contestants, staff, family members, national directors, they are not allowed to be in your room, except you and your roommate. If you need to speak to your roommate, you can do a call, a room-to-room call, or you could outside the room. Now I know this is a bit weird, but this is done for your safety. In case we do not want to have anyone losing things, it happens sometimes. We do not want contestants losing your money or your expensive things. So this is, if you lose your things, the only guilty person is your roommate. But of course, if there's so many people at one time, you have 10, 20 people in your room, and you lose things, it's going to be very difficult to catch the culprit. Fair enough, yeah? Now, security is provided during the pageant period. Now, this is done for your comfort and safety. Now, please cooperate with all security personnel. You can also help them by following instructions given and reporting anything that you feel is strange to your chaperone or pageant staff. Okay? Now, make sure your room is always locked when you leave the hotel. And there's only one key per room, so please, or there are 2 keys per room. You're very lucky because usually it's only 1 key per room. You know? So please make sure that you lock the door before you leave your room. Okay. Anyone has any questions so far?
I have a question. Just now about the nude and underwear selfie, because it is a selfie, how about if it is photo shooted before? Can it be posted?
You're talking about your personal photos.
It was photo shooted by a photographer, so can it be?
Only during the pageant, the official photos is fine, but I'm talking about if you're taking it yourself.
When you stay here in Thailand,
During the pageant period, means as in from today till 23rd, July 23rd, no selfie of yourself. I mean, no selfie in nudity or underwear or in towel.
I mean, from the other photographers, if they posted our pictures.
which photographer?
Malaysian photographer, for example.
Nothing to do about
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it
Okay. Okay then.
Where?
Thank you.
And if I did a fitness shooting with David, if it's kind of underwear, that's also not allowed, right?
No. I mean, as long if this is done before the competition, is okay. We were talking about during this period.
Yeah, because he did it today. We did a shooting.
Who's David?
David is the.
Okay.
It's okay, that's okay, because every photo from official photographer, we check every photo, it is fine before we post on social media or Facebook. So you don't worry about that. Because we worry about because in the
Okay, as long as the pictures are taken by the organization, the staff, you're perfectly all right. We're talking about in your own personal capacity.
Yes.
Sometimes some contestants, they are like, they got themselves drunk, they start to take nude pictures, and then they start to post in Instagram, and the next thing you know, your pictures goes viral. You do not want scandal. It's embarrassing. Okay. Okay, the next one is pretty much the same. No one is allowed to be in your room except your roommate. Now your room will be inspected regularly by the staff, so please make sure you keep the room tidy. No smoking in the room, okay? Strictly no smoking. Now the curfew is midnight, so after midnight everybody should be in your room. And if you're caught outside your room, you'll be disqualified immediately. Okay? Cinderella relief. Now, you're not allowed to leave the hotel, any event or activity, venue or rehearsal at any time, unless you're accompanied or specifically authorized to do so by a staff. Right? I mean that at all times, if you need to break away from the crowd, whether you want to go to the toilet or go to your room, please make sure you tell your chaperone or the staff, and make sure that the staff and the chaperone is with you. Alright. Now all rehearsals will be closed to the public unless otherwise stated. So please listen to directions and follow instructions and be cooperative. No personal makeup artist or hairstylist is allowed. No national director, pageant coach, members of your family, that includes your father, mother, brother, sister, friends, etc., except contestants and staff will be allowed in the backstage or changing room at any time for any reason. All right. Now backstage and the changing room is strictly for contestants and makeup artists, hairstylists, and the staff. Anyone who is not authorized or is not wearing one of these, they are not allowed to be in the backstage. And I think the organization will give you the right to kick the person's ass if you see any funny, strange people in the backstage. Yeah, you're clear so far?
Yes.
Because out of these, I'm not going to answer any question. I will charge $50 per question. Okay. Neither you nor your national director, pageant coach, members of your immediate family, which is your father, mother, brother, and sister, friends, and etc., are to engage any of the judges or auditor in conversation at any time prior to the absolute conclusion of the pageant. You're clear with this?
Yes.
Meaning it's like before the pageant, the final, no one is allowed to go to the judge and whether is it related to the pageant or on a personal capacity, this is absolutely forbidden. Now, you're required to participate in all events and activities, including on stage for the crowning of Mr. Global 2018. Now, unless you're very, very sick, then you're excused. But of course, like in pageants, it happens every year. After the announcement of the top 15 finalists, you get contestants like, I'm not going on stage. I'm going home. I'm packing up. You're not allowed to do that. It happens in pageants. So no one is allowed to do that. Whether you like it or not, get your ass on stage. Okay? Clear? And smile. Whether you like it or not, you're forced to smile. Now your general behavior, reliability, and professionalism are important parts of the judging process. Now, as our judges cannot be reviewed at all times, an executive report will be submitted to the organization prior to the final judging on any finalist who is difficult, consistently late, or not part of the team or has attitude problem. Please be aware of this during your time with us. Anyone has any questions? Basically, that means you have to cooperate and be your best behavior and be helpful. Because the judges cannot be reviewed at all times, there will be the staff and the organization will be the judges. Okay, so they will do a report, a daily report, and any contestant who is very, very difficult, giving problems with to the organization, not being cooperative, they will report to the organization committee, the organization, and to the judging panel as well, and all these will be taken into consideration in choosing Mr. Global. So sometimes you think that, oh, I'm the best, but then if your attitude is terrible, you will be penalized for that. This is very, very important. Okay? Now, any misconduct or infringement of the rules will result in your immediate disqualification from the 2018 Mr. Global pageant. In summary, just stick to the rules. Anyone who is being difficult will be disqualified. And lastly, which is the most important of all, do not leave any valuables unattended. The Mr. Global organization is not responsible for any losses. So if you lose your passport, if you lose your money, that is your problem. So please make sure that there's a safety box, deposit box in the room, so make use of that to keep your valuables, your money, your passport, or anything that's available to you. And I think that you should not be carrying too much money out there. Do not bring up too much money. Do not take too much money with you when you leave the room, and keep your valuables in your deposit box.
Any questions? Okay. And yes.
As a national director, I would like to ask if, for example, a candidate wins the pageant and has to stay in Thailand, for a couple of days or a couple of weeks. So, how about the flight? It will be rebooked by the organization, or what will be the arrangement of?
Okay, now for any contestant who wins the competition, and if you are required to stay for extra time in Bangkok, the organization will be responsible for your new flight, your accommodation, and your daily meals, and anything that is incidental expense. The national director is not included, only the winner.
Yeah, this I believe.
Italy is sabotaging USA.
Any more questions regarding the rules and the regulations that Mr. Alan have been sharing with you guys? If not, and thank you very much, Kun Alan, for sharing the great information during the presentation. And
ครับในลำดับต่อไปนะครับขอเรียนเชิญผู้ชนะปีที่แล้วนะครับมิสเตอร์เบรโดนะครับมิสเตอร์โกลบอล2017บนเวทีนะครับผม
And first welcome Mr. Berger 2017, Mr. Berger Shiga, who will sharing the experience and what happened last year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hello everyone. Hello, how are you? Hola a todos. I'm here just to say a little bit about the Mr. Global experience, because after I was a winner last year, past 1 year, so I have this amazing year, and now all of you are looking for this, and I'll talk a little about the less competition and about all this year. I know that all of you have a lot of questions to make to me, because in this time a lot of people come to ask some questions for me, so I know this. And I'll talk a little about this. First I'll talk about Mr. Global 2017. It was an amazing experience because it was a family like you now. You have brothers and you have sisters here. That's what the Mr. Global objective, you know. That's why no one can be in your room. Now you are brothers, you know. So you have to help your brother. You're not like you see the guy in your side. It's not like he's your friend. He's your family. It's not like oh, he's other contestant, so I have to not to help him. No, we have to do all the things to have a great show here. You know, the Mr. Global always looking for the people who helps the organization to have a great show. So you listen the rules. So it's like this. Just follow the rule and try to give your best to have a great show. Okay. And in Mr. Global 2017, I've made a lot of friends, and still today, you know, when I saw your sessions, I remember the last year competition from your countries. And first, Mr. Global last year was in Chiang Mai. It's a city here from Thailand, a religious city, Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai. It's similar names, but it's a little 3 hours difference between one city and another one. And there, I know it's you think a lot about the competition, but what you have to do now is enjoy all the moments, you know, because it's too fast. I'm seeing right now it's almost the end of my raining time, but it's too fast. But imagine these days, so enjoy the most that you can, because it's really important, you know. Now it's your moment here. You're representing your country, you know. And when I say Mr. Global don't have a winner, like oh you are the winner. No, I'm not the winner. I'm choose to represent all the countries that are in the competition. So one of you will be choose to represent the friend in your side. So it's really good to meet your friend, you know, meet the culture of your friend, because we will be representing this too. So, and what about this year? I live in Brazil. I'm Brazilian, for who don't know, and I live May 20, And after this, I have some Mr. Global events, like we spent some time in Vietnam, and there I met Mr. International and Manhunt International too. We have press conference, and after that, I went to other countries like Indonesia, a really good country. I participated for the audition from Hafiz, and it's a really good time there because you meet a different culture, and it's very funny because you should be open to this. It's different kind of food, different kind of culture. So with this, you just be thankful for all the things what happened to you. So I'm here just to wish you a good luck, give your best, because it's too fast, we are starting right now, but this time is too fast. So enjoy all the moments, give your best, and I have a Dissolute shirt that Mr. Global will be an amazing experience for all of you. Okay? Thank you very much. Any questions?
Actually, yeah. In Indonesia, you had a press conference. What did you talk about?
In Indonesia, we're talking about the audition in the press conference, and we made some national, traditional. It's not ritual, but it's like a traditional things of the Indonesia that we cut some food there. It's like when in my country when someone have birthday, we cut a cake.
Yeah.
And there's different. It's a different kind of food, and I participated of this. A different kind of clothes. Batik is very famous there, and I participated for all these wonderful moments.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What was the toughest competition that you faced at last year's competition? How you have overcome?
You say the contestant or
No.
activity?
Yeah, activity.
I think the interview is very difficult. Actually, if you see, all of the activities have your difficult. Some it's more easier for you, depends of your how you do of your life. Because for one that be actor, it's easy to act or do like something, But for me, it's not that easy. I have like talent show. I sing. I not sing all the time, but I try, give my best. For some other people, maybe it's easier. So I think for me, there is like in the interview, it's on the time or when I was on the stage and I have to answer because I'm Brazil, so I'm the first one to have to give the answer. So when you are the first one, so oh my God, I have to be good because you be like a parameter. I don't know if is the word, but all the other guys. You look for your answer and try to give your best. You be the one to be bad, So that's a difficult moment.
Okay, guys, there's one point that we need to let you know is that during the interview session with the judges, please do not talk about sex, anything related to sex, your sexual orientation, your preference and position. Politics. Politics is a very, very sensitive issue, as well as religion.
And politics, can we talk about politics, what is happening?
No. Yeah, refrain from talking anything that's related to sex, politics, and religion.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gregor, Sika, Mr. Global 2017. And I'm sure that you guys gonna hearing some tough tired people say something to you. หล่อมากๆ It means very, very handsome. So please, you need to walk on the street. I'm pretty sure.
ครับในลำดับขั้นตอนต่อไปนะครับจะเป็นการมอบสายสะพายแต่ละประเทศนะครับสายสะพายนี้จะใช้วันนี้จนถึงวันที่ 21 นะครับเดี๋ยวให้คุณแซมอธิบายอีกทีนึงนะครับ
So next, we will give away the shoulder stripe, for all of you that you should wear it from today until the 21st. And if you have your own shoulder stripe, please take it off because we're gonna replace with a new one.
ครับเดี๋ยวการมอบสายสะพายจะเรียงตามอัลฟาเบตนะครับผมเดี๋ยวเรียนเชิญคุณเป้ทั้งสองท่านด้านบนเวทีได้เลยครับ
And please welcome on stage Kun Pei, the president of the host committee for this event. So once we both announce your name and your country, and please go on the stage.
The first one, please welcome against Mr. Hamid Noor.
From Brazil, Mr. Julian Garcias.
Okay, my camera. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
From Brazil, Mr. Julian Garcias.
Guys, my camera.
Here, please. Here.
Okay, here. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Next, Czech Republic, Mr. Michel Surek.
And please raise your hand to Mr. Gordo from Denmark, Mr. Marcus Lohansberg. Okay, thank you.
Next, Dominican Republic, Mr. Franny Francois. Sorry.
Please welcome on stage Mr. Bobo from Egypt, Mr. Ahmad Lafin.
Please welcome Miss Global Ethiopia, Mr. Abdul Fahar Ali Hassan.
Hello. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, one more game, sorry. Here.
And welcome to Thailand, Mr. Bobo from Guam, Mr. Adam Suharto.
you.
Next, we have Mr. Global Germany, Mr. Jan Laskowski.
And please give a hand to Mr. Global from Hong Kong, Mr. Vincent.
Next, please welcome Mr. Global India, Mr. Do Kuka Sokrea.
I give you Mr. Global from Indonesia, Mr. Muhammad Hafiz Rafi.
Please welcome Mr. Global Kazakhstan, Mr. Bhoolana Muradwiko.
Welcome to Bangkok, Mr. Global from Korea, Mr. Kang Doo-doo.
Next, we have Mr. Global Malaysia, Mr. Ais Yusof.
And please give a hand to Mr. Global from Maniki, Mr. Francisco Harap.
Next, we have Mr. Global Mexico, Mr. Antonio Martinez.
Please welcome on stage Mr. Pratacham, Mr. Goro from Nepal.
Welcome Mr. Go Netherlands, Mr. Royal Wanderbus.
Next, Mr. Gogo from Pakistan, Mr. Lafay Khan.
Welcome Mr. Gobo Peru, Mr. Pedro Carrillo, Chorus One Lampe.
Welcome on the stage, Mr. Gobo of the Philippines, Mr. Christian Navarro Sarmiento.
Next, Mr. Gobo Poland, Mr. Jacob Kuncher.
And please welcome on stage Mr. Gobo from Puerto Rico, Mr. Angel Garcia Colon.
Please welcome Mr. Gobo Portugal, Mr. Fernando Neves.
You have a new country. Yeah. It's yours.
From Mr. Gobo Singapore, Mr. Darren Paul.
Next, we have Mr. Global South Africa, Mr. Learning Guidance Police.
And welcome to stage, Mr. Gobo from Spain, Mr. Fabian Perez.
Please welcome Mr. Global Sri Lanka, Mr. SASHING Vitalana.
And please welcome on stage, Mr. Gobo from Switzerland, Mr. Batum Molina.
Next, we have from Mr. Global Thailand, Kun Stapon Morrison.
And please give a hand to Mr. Gobo from Tibet, Mr. Naima.
Please welcome Mr. Global USA, Mr. Dario Duque.
And please welcome on stage, Mr. Gobo from Venezuela, Mr. Christian Nunes.
The last but not the least, we have Mr. Global Vietnam, Mr. Mac Trung Ken.
This is not the last for today. We still have more friends, two more friends coming to enjoy your treat.
You know,
เดี๋ยวลำดับต่อไปนะครับเรียนเชิญนะครับท่านคณะกรรมการนะครับแล้วก็ผู้คงสุดคุณเป้นะครับคุณอารันนะครับผมเรียนเชิญด้านบนเวที
And please welcome on stage to Kun Alan, Kun Pei, the owner of the Direction of Thailand, and Kun Pei, the president of the host committee on stage. And all of you, please, take the group photos. This is like welcome to Mr. Global 2018 in Bangkok. Color of global, color of life. And this will be the 5th years of the competitions, and it's held here in Bangkok, Thailand. Thailand is the Grand Slam top 5 for the competitor in the world. That's the reason why all of you are here in Bangkok, Thailand.
Afghanistan, you go down Venezuela. You must change, you must begin. Venezuela.
You big, so you have to go.
And from today until the 21st of July, you all will have a lot of activities. You're gonna go for sightseeing in Bangkok. You're gonna try a lot of, like the Thai foods, and of course, you're gonna do some great thing here in the city of Bangkok.
ไอเนเธอร์แลนด์มันเอียงไหลบอกอินโดนีเซียเอียงไหลนิดนึง
Okay, my camera. Everyone, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2. Good. Okay, here please. Now it's video. Okay, here please. Okay, 1, 2.
ให้เขาได้ก่อนโอเคนะครับแป๊บนะครับขอวิดีโอได้จ้ะวิดีโอนะครับวันให้เขาสุขสนานนะครับ
Okay, guys, funny.
ฟันนี่
Okay, one more.
1, 2, 3, one more.
อีกช็อตที่
มีไหมฮะเดี๋ยวผู้บริหารจะเข้าไปละ
ขออีกช็อตที่
ได้ครับ ต้องสนุกสนานไหม
Okay, again, guys. 1, 2, 3. Yeah!
โอเคครับเชิญผู้บริหาร
คุณรันครับคุณรัน
รอบก่อน
ขอครึ่งตัวเดี๋ยวก่อนอันนี้ครึ่งตัวหรือยังไงครับถ้า
ทั้งหมดว่า
ทั้งหมดเลยตัวจะย่อให้
The chair
เอาไปที่บ้านยืนดีกว่า
ตั้ม
Compartir, you guys stand on the top.
ไม่พี่เป้โอเค อย่างนี้ก็ได้ครับ
ยืนดีกว่าใช่ไหมไม่บางเราทำตัวเล็กได้
ไม่บังครับ Okay, guys, my camera. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. one more last 1 2 3 okay
จะขอกล้องนี้ด้วยนะครับครับเอาวิดีโอ
okay
นะ
now
ครับ
video
กดไลค์ก็ได้ครับ
ต้องสนุกไหมครับอ๋อต้องสนุกใช่ไหม
ใช่ครับ
number one
1 2 3อีกทีนะพี่1 1 2 3ไปโอเคโอเคครับผมครับ
Thank you very much, guys, and please look at this. We still have like national information and for your safety and instructions. So there would be like a useful information during your stay in Bangkok.
No. It's the same like this.
ไลฟ์สด
It is popular in Asia. In Korea, you know it? Yeah.
And alright, everybody, just like a quick information, like to give tips, for your stay in Bangkok. And let's please be seated, sit anyone. It will be, how you're gonna like, your safety during your work on the street in Bangkok, and some information, the tips, like the section what is close by, from your hotels as well. So just so you know that for the water, first of all, I do not want any one of you to be like sick, from the water. So this is very important that you will not drink the water from the tap. So please try to drink the water from the bottle. Actually, at the hotel, we provided the complimentary water for you. 2 bottles a day. Yeah, 2 bottles a day. If you are running out of the water, it could be like the 7-Eleven close by, or just give a hint.